My name is Yanya Kellick, senior editor with the Epoch Times. I'm also the host of the show American Thought Leaders, where I've interviewed over 1,000 people who I believe are true thought leaders in their disciplines, whether it's, the economy or communist China or the COVID-19 response and many, many other disciplines. We published a documentary. The documentary was about the origins of COVID-19. It wasn't difficult to see that by far the most likely scenario of the COVID-19 origin was in the Wuhan lab. It's actually a very simple argument. The argument is basically, looks like a duck, walks like a duck, probably a duck, okay? The level of censorship that we experienced from publishing this documentary was beyond anything I could have imagined. And we really didn't even understand why.
All of a sudden, I get a call. Pastor Sam, I can't find our page on Facebook. It's like, what do you mean you can't find our page on Facebook? Our whole page on Facebook for the Seventh-day Adventist World Church was removed, unpublished, which made no sense. We had nothing different in that week than previous weeks. We checked all of the API integrations, everything. There was nothing. We replied, we asked for it to be reviewed. We received a message back saying that, and we asked if humans had seen it or if this was just an algorithm. No, we had multiple teams of people that saw it, and the decision remains. But they wouldn't tell exactly why.
On January 20th, 2021, our YouTube channels were demonetized. We had 3 very prominent channels, American Thought Leaders, which is my show, Crossroads with Joshua Phillip, and Facts Matter with Roman Balmakov. But the effect of it, we actually did an estimate of the cost of that demonetization to us. And a very conservative estimate would be about $25 million in cost and lost revenue from that.
And so this, I don't know if fear is the right word, but across our teams, what is it that we said? What is it that we should say? In a polarized society where censorship is encouraged, you never know how people will interpret how you are writing something, how you are saying. It's the old problem, right? Nobody wants lies being told. What we haven't figured out is who will be the one defining what is a lie and what is true.
They censored speech about COVID, obviously, the vaccines, shutdowns. You couldn't suggest that masks didn't work. I mean, it was that silly and petty. They censored questions about elections.
If you've seen our conversations with top election officials in key battleground states, then you've heard their warning that the one thing that concerns them most heading into Election Day is the spread of disinformation to voters.
2016, Russian operatives used social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other platforms to rile up the American electorate and boost the candidacy of Donald Trump. Now the question is, what kind of disinformation can we expect in 2020?
False conspiracy theory that claims President Trump is fighting a secret war against elite, Satan-worshipping pedophiles.
I was in my first year of law school. I was still working with OAN part-time, and I was going to law school full-time. And I was so engaged in law school, I really wasn't paying attention. And one of my classmates came up to me and said, "Hey, Chanel, we don't know each other, but I just noticed that your name popped up in a judiciary report that came out today." And I said, "Oh, really? Which report is this?" And it was a Judiciary Committee, select subcommittee interim staff report. And it essentially laid out exactly how the government teamed up with these institutions to censor accounts like mine, accounts like Tom Fitton.
Oh yeah, the FBI sent agents over to my home to serve a subpoena. And what was it about? It was about our criticism of the FBI and Justice Department's targeting of Trump. And they harassed me and Judicial Watch with questions about our work on election integrity. They're questioning me about my tweets. How is that not chilling?
So here's how they did it. So first off, you have the EIP, the Election Integrity Project. They set up a system called the JIRA ticketing system. And what's that? The JIRA ticketing system was this pipeline. EIP, whether it was the government or big tech or anyone who working for EIP, they set up this software that would just monitor online discourse, and it would automatically flag any accounts and any tweets that it deemed dangerous to democracy.
Because we asked for documents about censorship, and we were the targets of this illicit censorship that we were investigating.
Government agencies teaming up with private enterprise, and the government agencies were having private enterprise launder their censorship dirty work.